Today we'll prepare quiche Lorraine, traditional starter in many restaurants in bar brasserie in France. You will see two techniques. Basically, it's a short crust pastry and the mix for quiche. Hello, I'm Chef Vivien, French chef. Today we will do the famous quiche Lorraine. I will show you how to make it quicker, as quick as possible with blender. But of course you can do it with hands. I will explain you every steps to do with hands. So you need flour, butter, salt, egg and water. You can put eggs, you can put water, you can put yolk and water. Finally you can put liquid, and for 250 grams of flour you need 74 grams of liquid. We put first flour, we put butter in little cubes, cold butter from the freeze. We can put salt. This is a basic short crust pastry. And with this device it's very quick process. It's around half minute. We have a kind of sound. So if you do it with hands, you take the flour, you make fontaine, you put your butter and salt, you do this geste. You take all and do this, take all and do this. And after that, in the hands you will put this and make a bowl, the liquids in once. And now very quickly it will change, it's 1 minute. So you can put it in your table. I will show you a gesture, because with the mixer this gesture it's not necessary, but with hands it's necessary. It's to check if there is no left piece of butter. You take this part of your hands and crush your dough to see here if there is pieces of butter. It will be white, but in this case there is no. And this in French we call it fraisé. And when you come back to take the dough, and that's all. So we have a very nice dough, so short crust pastry dough, that must have a rest a little bit. You can count around half an hour, it's okay. 2 hours is better, 1 night is even better. So you put in a film paper, you can put 2 plates like this also, it's also work, and in fridge for half an hour. For an excellent quiche you need excellent eggs. So we have our own eggs from noisette, sucette, poulette and vampirette is the name of our 4 chicken. One with black eggs, one with pink eggs and one with blue eggs. So now we will make the mix that we will put on top of our short crust pastry, which is basically eggs. Can be eggs and milk, can be eggs and cream, and can be eggs, egg yolks, cream and milk. That is a true traditional French recipe. So we start with eggs. Hop, 2 eggs. Egg white will stay here. Egg yolk. So finally you need 2 eggs and 2 egg yolks. Hop. We mix cream, liquid cream, as fat as possible, it will be better. Some milk, and it's quite finished. Just salt, 1, 2, 3, 4. Some grated nutmeg, I love nutmeg. Some pepper, can be cayenne pepper. The mix is ready. And now the garnish of the typical quiche Lorraine. It can be bacon, but this is basically homemade pork belly salted. This is Emmental. Of course you can use Comté, you can use the cheese that you have in your country, but you need to know that the first quiche, the original quiche without any cheese. We take out the dough from fridge and let it some minutes here to reheat. We take the cycle where we will do our quiche. Of course, maybe you will do in your mold for pie. I make in advance another one which is square. So this, we put it here. So this is ready to receive the dough. Now we will roll out the dough. So for this we put a little bit flour on the table this way, not this way. So what I told you about flour like this, now you see why. Here too much flour, not good. As more time the dough will rest, as easier it will be this step. So we check the size. So we need to have 2 centimeters more than the circle. So a little bit more. Usually it will be width of 1 milliliter and a half. Now it's okay. In any case, if it's not okay in one side, I will show you what to do. For you, maybe it will be your mold, pie mold. So technique, it's like this. You roll, you unroll in your circle. Up. And now, important, you need to put the dough inside in order to make an angle of 90 degrees to be nice. If you let it in the mold, you can say it's not important. No, it's not, because it's important when it's quiche. Because if you let like this, when we will put the mix, it can make a hole, broke, and you lost your quiche. So it's important to put the dough at 90 degrees angle. You must touch all your circle. So, and basically, usually, traditionally, since 40 years, I do this. So usually I take a little bit of dough like this. Dough is sticking to the circle. Now we cut this way, this side, this side, and we remove. You can come back to make a ball. Make it rest, and you can frozen it, and when you have 5 or 6 pieces of this, you can make a new pie. So I usually do with only the finger. You don't need any device. 2 fingers like this and 1 like this, and the gest that I do is this. So this way. So this is a good base for quiche. You need to make some holes, fork, in order that the dough will not make bubbles, because there is egg inside. And this, usually we need to rest it. So you need to keep it in the fridge at minimum half an hour, better 2 hours. If it's possible, you can make in the night. Montage. I don't have time to wait, so I made it in advance, but square. It's a little bit more time, but it's nicer. But I really advise you to start with a round pie, apple pie mold, because square is a little bit more difficult to dress. It's the same dough which already spent a night in the fridge, so she's very relaxed. So you put your oven at 220-230 degrees Celsius. Let's start with the bacon. If you don't have, you can use bacon also. If you don't have belly pork. Quiche, it's a technique which is very, very flexible. You can do with all what you have in the fridge. It can be any filling: smoked salmon or smoked fish, broccoli, cabbage. It won't be quiche Lorraine, but it will be quiche with another filling. When it's quiche Lorraine, it's with the bacon. Of course, with mushrooms you can do also. So now we put the cheese on top of our bacon. And now, if your oven is hot, you can put this here. So our oven is 230 degrees, so we can put our mix. Put the mix on top. Quite to the bottom. You can usually let half a centimeter, or this is perfect. To the oven, 230 degrees for 10-15 minutes, and after we put down the heat, 200 degrees for more 20 minutes. If you have a standard pie form, which is not so high, cooking time would be 30-35 minutes. Montage. Finally, I made 2 quiche, 1 square, 1 round. Write in comments which one you prefer. When you take it out from the oven, it's better to put it on the grid for around 10 minutes. So you can eat it cold, hot, warm, but when you serve it as a dinner, for instance, you can serve it with a salad as a complete dinner. Better serve it hot. You can do it with any filling, but first, when it's watery ingredients, first you need to fry them or to cook them in order that all the water will not go inside your quiche. So it's very important. If you want to put zucchini, for instance, just fry them, saute them a little bit for 5 minutes. The same for onions. Let's try a little piece. Hop. Et voilà. Delicious piece of France, quiche Lorraine. Let's try it. Crispy short pastry dough. It's the best thing you can do in your life. Learn to do this short crust pastry because it can be very quick and it's not difficult at all, and it will be better than to buy it in the store. Don't forget to write in comments which other French recipe you would like to see, and we will try to do them.